Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader. It's Wednesday night, April the 6th. These are the charts of the day. Well, the market sure is hanging in there, and another afternoon rally brought it back from what looked like the potential breakdown. But we still haven't gotten that, and until we do, we'll continue to play the long side, although tomorrow I will be featuring a review of the box of shorts just to prepare you for over the weekend. In any case, let's start off with Blue Dolphin Energy, which popped tremendously in February, pulled back in a nice falling wedge, popped again in March for a couple days, and then backed off once again, quietly consolidating. Over the last 4 sessions, it's jumped from about 6.25 up to 890, testing the 909 area today, reaching up as high as 891. It's just a 15-cent short of that area. It did back off 60 cents, but still closed up 40 cents or 5% on 665,000 shares, which in itself was the heaviest volume in 4 weeks. So perhaps, and just perhaps, if oil continues higher, we may see its breakout to the upside and a run on this, which could get to the 11-12 zone. Biolase technology had a bit of a pop today and surged out of the wedge pattern that had formed here. There's your wedge, and redraw that. We're taking it up 97 cents or 20% today alone on 3.18 million. That's the heaviest volume in 2 months, almost 3. And it's maybe signaling a break. It definitely broke out of the apex of this wedge, but more importantly, maybe signal in advance. It takes us to my next target up near the 785.90 zone. Boom continues in a beautiful three-day flag here after popping for a couple days. I still think we got a target up around 33, 34. That's what I'll be looking for going forward on Boom. CBST, Cubist. Big pop yesterday, huge. On drug news today, followed through with another $1.28. I believe the run is not over in this. We may see the stock in the 32 to 34 zone before not too long. Elan, which is a swing trade of ours, popped nicely. In the last couple of sessions, have gone from 670 to 775. My target around 8.25 should be met very shortly. That's what we'll continue to keep as our short-term trading target. Not only lateral price resistance, but the top of the channel. IDT Corp, which has been consolidating, as you know, for 3 or 4 months now, finally has shown some stability and thrust here with a strong rise in the unbalanced volume line, and with the stock moving back from 23.5 to 28.5, a 5-point move in the last couple of weeks. Slowly but surely, it's back up against key resistance here, and the next day or two, we may get a resolution of this pattern. Secondary resistance at 30 would be my target, and then beyond that, mid-30s. I want to see more volume, that's for sure. But if you notice that the unbalanced volume line here is at multi-year highs, let's look at a weekly chart. This is the highest ever on IDT in terms of unbalanced volume. So very, very nice positive number, one that often precedes a strong move. So we'll see if that is the case going forward in IDT. LRAD popped 663,000 shares. This thin stock, that's a lot of volume for that thin stock. It jumped 16 cents or almost 6%, but more importantly, it broke across lateral price resistance today and moved up to secondary resistance around 312. Hit that exactly. It backed off to 295, but I wanted to point this out because if we do get a follow through 312, this could be a bit of a runner. Target 3.75, maybe 4. Silver stock MVG pops across a key resistance zone today on heavy volume, one of the heaviest volumes ever traded in the stock, 820,000 shares. Yes, the heaviest volume since they went public in 2007. So more upside may be had. I'm looking for a move to take it to about 16 short term. Another stock in that group, AG, also has been moving, but today backed off after reaching new heights and getting up to 26.88. It's the highest, and you can see just a couple of weeks ago the stock was trading down around 16, 17. So big move for the stock, although that one did back off late in the session. The other one is EXK. That also popped today 45 cents or 4%, and is now up against the top of the long-term channel, so we may get some resistance up in the zone, but it may also get an explosion here if it breaks out. Next target will be 14, 15 zone. Moving on. MYRX had a big day today. This declining channel that's been in play all year so far broke with a big price volume gap, breakaway gap, and big surge up a total of 42 cents or 11%. 1.1 million shares, that's big volume, and ran up against resistance and backed off a little bit into the close. Still had a good close. And we'll have to see whether the major long-term pattern that had been in a declining mode has finally been taken out. It sure appears though. If we get across this range here, I could look for a stock to trade up to about 5.25. Another example of a strong metals, precious metal stock is Nevsun Resources, jumping 32 cents or 5% today, breaking out of a head and shoulders bottoming pattern, up through the declining tops line and neckline of that pattern, and perhaps a move now up to 7.75, my short-term target. NXPI jumped $1.27 to 33.26, 4%, 4.4 million. That was the heaviest volume in 4 sessions, and with the thrust and unbalanced volume here, we may be seeing a breakout. Right now, we're testing the this high right here at the very end of February, and the price projections on this are for the low 40s if we get this to break out here. So it could be a big move on it. OME, Omega Proteins, been moving up steadily with a pop flag, pop flag, pop flag, and pop and then wedge. The stock broke out again today. It's probably headed for about 17.5, 3/4, my short-term target. Another gold miner, Richmont Mines, popped today 69 cents or 10% on 931,000 shares, by far the heaviest volume ever traded on Richmond. And you can see now with the new angle of ascent, the stock may hit to $9 short term. Significant day for Silicon Motion, SIMO, broke out of this 2-month wedge with a pop of $1.51 or 19%. 1.78 million traded, that's the heaviest in 2 months. Looks like we may target 11.5 short term, maybe reach, but that's the target we'll be looking for. I wanted to point out Synthesis Energy Systems, SYMX, just because of the pattern. It popped here, wedged, popped here, wedged again, popped here, we're wedging again. Looks like it's stair-stepping up in this manner with the next target around 385, 390. That's my target for SYMX if we get a price volume surge out of this pattern. Must show you VRUS, which has gone bonkers since the beginning of March when it was trading around 50. It's now doubled to 98.75, up another 382 today or 4%, but almost a relentless march in the last 2.5 weeks, taking it from about 58 up to 98, 40 points in 2.5 weeks. Amazing. Where that ends, I don't know, but it's certainly way overbought here. And finally, the Westport Innovations, WPRT, even though it's hit right target and backed off, it's broken through again today, reaching 27.90. The close of 27.21 up $1.61 or 6% on 3 million shares. Tremendous cluster of high volume here. Looks to me like this one may have some more to go. Certainly the long-term chart calls for a move at 40 plus. I won't set that for my immediate target, but I will say I wouldn't be shocked to see $30 short term. And that's it for tonight. Have a good one. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. We'll go over some of the boxes shorts for you. Bye-bye.